Hey guys, it's Kat, and today I'm going to be filming a little life update, a little explanation, and I feel like I've posted more of these recently than I have in my entire time on YouTube, now that it's been very long. It is coming up on the 2 years in February, so that's pretty cool. I will say moving out and like being on my own, and there's just like so much you don't think of. Like, I did a lot of the cleaning at the house before, but there's so much you just do not think of that you're gonna have to do. Like dealing with snow. I don't have a garage here. I was able to park in the garage before, so now it's just like something extra like I didn't even think of. That just takes up time. Like little things keep popping up. And going to the groceries all the time. Like I kind of took for granted that I didn't have to go much before. Although living in town makes it much more convenient because I can go easily anytime I want and it's very close. Also, do you guys, like, I'm like a shade darker than this. I am so white. I did try a tanning bed, not because I wanted to get darker, but because there's like I feel like seasonal depression happens. It can like help with that. And I don't know, I just wanted to experience what a tanning bed was like. I know that it can damage your skin, I'm well aware. I'm very like, put sunscreen on, do this, do this, do this. So I know, but I was in there for 4 minutes and got so burnt. Like it took a couple days for my face to like unswell and unredden. It was ridiculous. So I will not be doing that again. It was not I didn't know what to expect at all. I had never used a tanning bed. So I had so much anxiety and like, you don't have to tan naked, but like, I was like, well, I don't want tan lines. I'm not risking that. So dumb. So then I was like paranoid about that, and it was so weird. I didn't know what to expect, and it was just a weird experience. So on top of me being out on my own, I have been hanging out with a lot more friends, doing a lot more, going out a lot more, and therefore there's not as much to vlog because it's not all just like family stuff. I mean, there is, but I just am enjoying spending time with my family and my friends and whoever else. And I've been working a lot. It hasn't been like crazy hours. It's just that like it all adds up, you know. If there's any specific videos anyone wants me to post about, let me know. I'm going to make a video on like what we're getting my toddler for Christmas, following more Montessori guidelines, implementing their different things. Truthfully, it's kind of silly for us to get her toys at all because she does not play with a single one of her toys. So we're getting her stuff there's very few toys she's getting besides ones that I think she'll actually like, which is one of the things I really like about Montessori is the stuff. It works for us. It works. I don't implement all the different elements of it, like the floor beds or like, you know, low level beds that she can just crawl out of because I don't want my little rug rat running around. She's already tumbled down the steps. I made a video on that. Things are going okay. Co-parenting ended up having some issues and hopefully they're getting resolved. It's been a little bit stressful with that. My grandma has there's different types of chemo that you get, and she's on her like last batch of a new chemo. And then she has like 3 more sessions of that chemo and she gets it every other week, and then she waits a period of time and starts radiation. I think that's like the general game plan unless something changes. But she had a bad reaction, and it was like a couple Fridays ago, I went in to do a double 16-hour shift on 3 hours of sleep, and then my grandpa texts me around like 10 and says, we're rushing Mama to the ER, she's having some sort of something that's going on. And they ended up figuring out that it was just like a bad reaction. She already has some other health issues that, I mean, all that takes a toll on your body. Cancer and chemo just really takes a toll on your body. And when you're older, your system doesn't function as well as it might when you're in your 20s. So obviously it could be quite scary. Luckily, she's okay. She goes tomorrow for, I guess, a new round of chemo, and they're doing it differently. I don't really know. I don't understand. I can't wrap my brain around like cancer stuff. That is not a side of the medical field I like. I can't understand it. Another thing is I am hopefully going to be going back to school soon. I want to go for nursing. We will see how that goes because a lot of people like start something end up switching their major or like, you know, what they're trying to achieve out of their schooling. I do know that's something I'm interested in and quite passionate about, but we will see how that goes, because obviously I'm a single mom to a toddler co-parenting with her father, so it's not like she goes to a daycare or a babysitter. Our families will watch her sometimes, but that's it. It's just like us. We don't get, I don't say we don't get a break, because we both get breaks, but it's just like, it's not like there's a time where one of us doesn't have her typically. What sucks right now is, because I feel like this happens a lot with girls, is they're daddy's girls, but because of me moving out and everything and working so much, I haven't been able to see her as much as I'd like to. It's not that I don't have the time to, it's the way the schedules go. Like, if she gets put to bed at my house, I get home and she's already asleep, and then when she wakes up, like, we only get a period of time to spend together before I have to go into work, and it's just the way the schedules are. I mean, I guess that's why a lot of people like working first shift, because then they get potentially more time with their family. So it's been a little difficult trying to navigate through all of that, and like I said, college, and just, it's the holidays, so stuff is always kind of messy. I'm having a little bit of issues with medications right now. I'm gonna have to get that sorted out, but I don't have insurance at the moment. I got kicked off Medicaid on Halloween, and because I make too much money. I don't understand how they're calculating it. So we're just on the hunt for getting me some insurance now, because I need something. Unfortunately, if you don't have Medicaid, and Medicaid's like the only thing that covers like everything, and like co-pays, there's no like deductibles, stuff like that. I mean, at least for what I had. I know whatever insurance I'm gonna get, there's gonna be a premium and a deductible and then co-payments, and that's just gonna be really obnoxious, because I go to a lot of different doctors, which is, it's just a thing that adults have to deal with, but it's just one of those things that's like, let's just add more onto this. And it kind of just was like kicking me while I was down, because it was like, I got kicked off my insurance the month I moved out. Like, thank you. I wasn't already getting a little behind from not being prepared to move out. I just wanted to, I guess I should probably get into like the main reason I'm making this video. I wanted to give a life update, but I wanted to be honest with you guys. I've been really struggling with a lot, and I've been having a lot of just different issues. You know, obviously I'm a teenager, and there's times where I really just want to go out and like party and whatever else, and, you know, be a teenager. And, you know, there's times where I get to, but then you deal with the guilt of like, oh, this is not what I should be doing. Although when you get off work at 10:30 and your kid's already asleep, like, I'm not gonna get to spend time with her anyways. So, and that's what happens and it's not usually my night to have, like, when it's not my night to have her. And that's another thing, with her dad being in the picture, I do have to share her. So therefore it's not like I can just have her whenever I want to, which yet again becomes a pain, because say we schedule stuff 50-50, but then something comes up with work or whatever it is, or I get stuck over or have to come in earlier, you know, whatever it is, right there makes it to where I see her less. Or if she naps at a weird time, or goes to bed too early, or wakes up too early, like, it all just, you know, the schedules don't line up. And I mentioned that we had some issues with co-parenting. That was a mess. I'm not gonna get into it, and I'm not gonna like bash on anybody, because we both have had our fair share of being not good. So I'm not even gonna get into that. It's just that whatever the situation is, you can get through it. And when it comes to co-parenting, you really just have to focus on what's best for your kid and figure out how to navigate through the situation properly without it making it worse, which is quite difficult to do, especially when you are very short-tempered and attitudey. My mom has a torn fascia. She thought it was like plantar fasciitis, and she's been trying to figure this out since March, and now it's December, but November, you know, about a week and a half ago, she figured out that she has a torn fascia, and so she's on crutches, has a boot, and can't hardly do anything, and that's very draining, because like everything just takes so much more time. And it's like, I mean, it's gonna heal, which is fine. It's just that like I can't help her, I can't help my grandma, I can't help anybody, because I'm like struggling myself to get everything done. And it really sucks, because, you know, I help as much as I can, but those are my two main people, my mom and my grandma, that like when I need help I want to go to. And right now, like, that chemo is really taking a toll on my grandma. Like, she was doing so good with it all, but like now it's hard to even have like a conversation with her because she just is so sick. And it's hard to see because it's like, I just want her to feel better. And I want my grandma back. I hate that this is like taking her from us because she can't even get to see Mari because she just doesn't have the energy to be able to, like, she really wants to see her, but then she keeps like getting sick. And like, we also don't know if they're getting sick because of like some sickness or if it's just like chemo, because now my grandpa thought he was getting sick. And it's just like, it's the holidays and it feels like stuff is just like crumbling. Like, our family get-togethers, like the big ones, stopped when my great grandma passed. Like, we stopped the family reunion. I think it might have been the year before she passed or the year after. And then when we'd get together at Christmas, it stopped when she passed. Like, that Christmas after she passed, we no longer did it due to, I guess, family drama. I don't really know. I wasn't a part of it. The closer family would still get together, and this year we couldn't even do that. It was just my mom, Mari, and my grandparents. The same people that, like, we see every single day for the most part, or, you know, every other day or however much. And we're all very close as is, but it's like just like another family dinner. So we're actually like moving stuff around for Christmas and going to celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, like, you know, when you wake up and, you know, Santa brought presents or whatever you want to, whatever you believe in for that stuff, or tell your kids, or yeah, whatever. She's 1, she doesn't understand that anyways. It's just, mommy got you presents. Or she probably didn't comprehend like it's a gift from anybody. It's just like a gift for her. So that's all she cares about is it's hers. Even if it's not hers, it's hers. But we're doing that on Christmas Eve. Like, Christmas Eve is gonna be like Christmas Eve, and Christmas Eve is gonna be like Christmas. So that way I can work Christmas, her dad can have her Christmas, and my family is just gonna celebrate it early. So that way her dad and his family can celebrate it with her on Christmas, and it wasn't a big deal. I can work and make that money, honey. Because honestly, she's not gonna realize like the difference. And I've celebrated Christmas on Christmas Eve with, like, between the two different families so many times. Like, my dad's side, my mom's side, now my kid's dad's side. It's just a little bit of a tough season. I usually struggle once it starts to get cold out anyways. I'm really nervous for the snow. We had one little bit of bad snow, but once it gets bad, oh, I'm so nervous because your girl can't drive very well, and then to deal with snow on top of it, and like the ice is what gets me. But having to clean off the car, like, what? There's like this much snow in my car, and I'm like, well, let me just roll on my car in a snow coat to push it all off, because I'm like a full-on, I guess I could use the shovel to push it off my car. Anyone has any tips? That sounds really stupid. If anybody has any tips and tricks for how to get the snow off your car and keep your car, like, how to deal with winter, basically, let me know, because my family has garages, and it's probably been a long time since they didn't have a garage. I know, like, heating your car up ahead of time, but I have no idea what else. I've had a lot of mental health struggles. I have talked about my mental health before on here. I've never gotten super in depth, so if anybody wants to know my history on like my mental health issues, let me know, because I feel like that potentially could be beneficial for somebody. Basically, I was on one medication. It was working pretty well, but it was making me very tired, and another personal issue that I don't really want to talk about. Actually, I need to just be honest about it. It was messing with my sex drive. It was making it very low to the point where it was like I never had any desire to do anything, which, not that I care about that so much, it's just the fact that it's healthy to have, like, it just felt like it was like screwing with my hormones. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it wasn't the fact that like I wanted to be able to just go have sex. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just that I wanted to like feel normal, I guess. It was almost making me like, I don't say I was making me feel like a zombie, because I have had medications that literally make me feel like a zombie. Like the hydroxyzine will make me feel like a zombie. And so most of the time I just take that one if I'm having bad anxiety and want it to like knock me out. Or I'll take a half pill to like kind of try to mellow out. I figured out how to use that one correctly. I was going to switch to another one, and it's like duloxetine. Paroxetine is like Paxil. I don't know what the duloxetine is. I think it starts with a C or something, but that one, I don't know much about the milligrams and stuff, but I was on 50 milligrams of the Paxil and 20 of the duloxetine. And I started taking it, and it was doing absolutely nothing. Like, I didn't, like with the Paxil, I like felt some sort of effects within like a week or so. Not with the duloxetine. And I also felt like I was like going through, I don't want to say withdrawals, because I feel like that sounds over dramatic, because I don't even know that that's what it was. But my body felt like, because I stopped with the Paxil, and then like started this other medication that isn't kicking in. So my body just felt really screwed up. And then I accidentally cut it cold turkey, which I've done before, medication. So when I go into the psychiatrist, I'm kind of like testing it, seeing if I can go without the medication and figure out how to manage through this tough season. And if I can, then I think I've figured out how to use it without needing medication, like figure out how to work with my anxiety and everything. I mean, that's the whole point, is just to give you a boost to like get on. I mean, some people always need it, but like for me, the point was to get a boost, to figure out like how to get my anxiety and different issues under control without medication. But I needed the medication to get a boost to get to that point, because it was just too overwhelming to try to control it. And so I just needed something to like take the edge off. I don't know how to explain it. Food's here. Okay, so the food is here, so I'm gonna have to hurry this up. But I ended up kind of losing my cool, and I have a bad temper, like I've said a million times, and I don't have a lot of patience, which obviously being a parent helps. I'm an STNA, so at work, I'm basically like kind of being like a mom to grown adults, and I have to keep my cool there, and then I have to keep my cool at home. So it's like always I have to be mellow, which is what normal people do. I have to get my anger out some way. I have to get my stress out some way. So I have started going to the gym, and that definitely helps. But when I had the medication mess up, and also it just happened to happen the week before my menstrual cycle. Females out there that have pretty crazy cycles, you know what I'm talking about. It was just it's not a good time. And I ended up basically like kind of losing it a little bit. And I didn't understand why other moms can just keep it together so well and not get angry, not lose their cool. They've got crazy hair. I think you knew food was here. And I think the thing is, we just can't talk about the struggles, or it feels like we can't talk about the struggles, because I feel like it's just a taboo thing. Like, you don't want to sound ungrateful, because it's like, it's such a blessing to get to be a parent, and not everybody gets that opportunity. And so it feels unfair to ever really complain about it. But, you know, it does change your life. And I feel like particularly more difficult. What are you doing? Yeah. When it wasn't a planned pregnancy, because obviously a planned pregnancy, you are a little more planned out. You know what you're getting yourself into a little bit more if you planned it properly. I babysat and everything, so I don't know how I didn't realize that this is what it was gonna be like. My kid's quite different though. Her eczema, she has a bad temper, and then she has severe eczema, so she'll scratch her skin, and it's like scabs, like complete raw scabs in her like thighs and little chunky areas. It's really frustrating. Come here. Oh, yeah, baby. What are you doing? When she gets mad at herself and I can't get her to calm down, like get your bank. You're not gonna fuss like that. Lukey, baby. You ready? You wanna see yourself? You wanna see how pretty you are? Ready? Are you ready? You ready? I see. Oh, pretty girl. So she'll get mad, she'll hurt herself. I lost her bank, and that's another thing. I want to break the bank, but I literally can't, nor the sleep sack, because she hurts herself. You can put socks over her hands. We've tried all kinds of stuff. I don't want recommendations for lotions and soaps and stuff. I already know. We use the sensitive stuff. We even have steroid creams. She goes to a dermatologist. She probably needs to go to another one. We actually are thinking about like trying to find other specialists, because she's going to an allergist, dermatologist. Nothing is fixing it, and nothing, like, there's got to be something out there. It's not that big of a deal. It's eczema. Like, I don't get it. Something dermatitis. I don't understand the terminology for sure, because I didn't look into it that much as far as the medical stuff behind it. We've tried adjusting different things within her diet. I don't get what else we can do to fix it. And so anyways, I lost the bank, and she was scratching herself, and I couldn't find the bank. And then she was like mad, so she was like digging her bleeding. It was just awful. And I was mad because I couldn't find the bank, but then I was also upset because I couldn't get her to stop hurting herself. And so I don't know, it was just really upsetting and frustrating. And so I just was like, I don't understand how other parents do this and not lose their cool. How do you remain calm all the time. Like I was very sleep deprived. I was very exhausted. I just needed a nap. And also hormonal with everything else going on. I was very emotional. Excuse the background noise. The trash apparently is coming to pick up trash right now. I thought they did this in the morning, but whatever. And I have started seeing other people, which is a big update if you want to know about like how I navigate that with being a mom. It's like how I go about all that, let me know, because I feel like that was something I didn't really understand how to do. Like I didn't understand how to do that relevant to being a mom, so it's been some trial and error, honestly. It's a baby. Oh, my baby. But all is well now, and we are starving, so we're gonna go eat. I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any input on any of this. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below. Bye. Ow. Oh.